Air Foamposite One, metallic red. Alright, so what's up YouTube? Just another quick big cut video for you here today. And we have the Air Foamposite One in the metallic red colorway. When I heard these were dropping, I was hyped. I was super hyped. I wasn't able to get these in 2012 or in 2017. And I didn't always love this colorway. It took me a while to adjust to red pennies. I'm like I like when, a certain thing sticks to a certain thing, if that makes sense. So it took me a while to adjust to red pennies, but I love red. So eventually I adjusted to these, and I remember the 2017 pair, I was gonna buy them, but they seem to sell out really quick, at least in my area and online. So when I heard these were dropping, I was hyped. And then the sample picture showed up. And for whatever reason, I have no idea why, Nike likes they like to make decisions sometimes that just don't seem to make any sense whatsoever. For whatever reason, instead of the normal Durabuck uppers that they would use on the iStay for this type of colorway, they decided to use a leather upper. If you see around the laces where the iStay would go, and then also down the tongue on that strip of material. And to say I was devastated, it doesn't even begin to describe how I was feeling. And they did the same thing with that white pair that they were calling Penny's PE. Same thing. It just doesn't look the same. Even though it's still black, that leather just doesn't look the same. It doesn't look dark the way Durabuck, or even if they use a nubuck, it just doesn't look dark the same way, because the leather has a sheen to it. It's gonna reflect a little differently. So I went from for sure buying as many pairs as possible to okay, well then, you know what, I've always wanted this colorway, let me just get one. And so little by little, as we saw more pictures, it did kind of, I kind of got over it a little bit. I'm still annoyed by it, but in person these things are absolutely beautiful, man. And I have to say, everything else is on point with these, and it's upsetting that they decided to do this one thing that's just going to change, such a major part of the way the shoe is going to look. And it's not even that they went with leather, but they went with this cheap synthetic looking leather with this fake tumble pattern in it. You can see it kind of has a little textured pattern. Yeah, I think the camera's picking that up. We should see it has a little texture in it, almost like it's tumbled, but it's not. It's literally just a little texture in it, and I don't know, to me it looks cheap. I would have definitely preferred, the standard Durabuck for a colorway like this, and how these released the first two times. Or even a full grain smooth leather would have been better than this. But it is what it is. I mean, it's what you gonna do. Nike, they just, sometimes you love them and sometimes you just love to hate them. It's mind-boggling that when they decided to bring these back, somebody sat in the room and said, hey, let's change the material on the upper. Instead of Durabuck, let's use leather. And and I don't think it was one person that made a decision. You know, everybody else said, yeah, that's a good idea, and then we end up with this. Why? I have no idea. Like, I don't think there's any good reason that they could possibly give us to say, oh yeah, this is why we did this. Other than if it was like a cost-cutting thing. Maybe they used this on the white colorway, so they had some material left over. So, you know, in order just to be more, you know, for finance purposes, oh, let's just use it on this as well. I don't know. But like I said, other than that, everything else is absolutely beautiful on these shoes. The red came out nice, and it has that extra metallic sheen, just like how the first two releases came out. The blue on the outsole isn't too blue. So it's like super clear with just like a slight blue tint, but not really like how they do on Jordan sometimes, where it's like blue, you know what I mean? This is really, I guess you could just call this like truly icy, where it's just like a very subtle blue, but not enough to say, oh, it's blue. It's clear. So yeah, everything else looks absolutely beautiful on these. I'm happy I did end up buying them. I mean, even though I'm annoyed by the leather, I wasn't gonna completely pass on them. Just because I love the colorway, I always wanted them. So, but like I said, it's just annoying. It's like, Nike, there was no reason to change this. There was no reason to change this. You know, and then now we see the black colorways dropping, still has the same Durabuck. Eggplants were dropping, still has the same Durabuck. It's like, why? Like, it's infuriating to no end. It makes no sense, but it is what it is, man. And then I'm a big footer, so I know in most of the big sizes these sold out, but I know some of the smaller sizes are still around if you haven't copped yet. But yeah, that's gonna be pretty much it on this for the metallic red Foamposite. As usual, if you do like this type of content, do all that good YouTube stuff for me. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.